right. Well, today on the show, we have a very special guest coming back for a second time. I think when we spoke last was during like 2020, 21, during a really weird time in our country. Um, Comedian and actor Finesse Mitchell, one of the greatest Obama impressions on the planet. He also is a huge part of the Laugh Factory in LA. And he's got some shows here in Colorado on the 27th and the 28th and the 29th at the Denver Improv Comedy Theater and Restaurant. Crushing it. Finesse, how are you? Thanks for hanging out. It's great to see you again.
Cracking, man. How have you been? What's going on with you?
I'm busy just interviewing people and hanging out and stuff like that. So, are you excited to come to Colorado? Have you been to Colorado before?
Absolutely. I have the Denver Improv has probably been one of those clubs that has looked out for me early on in my career.
Really?
Uh, I was probably off SNL. I was off SNL in 2007. That means I've been working the Denver Improv since 2007. So yeah, man, I'm excited to go back. I just left. I was there hosting at the Red Rocks Amphitheater for the legendary New Edition and the New Edition concert outside under the moonlight and stars. And man, that was such an experience. We had such a good time, packed, sold out. And I told everybody from the audience, I said, "Hey man, I'll be back in December, so I'll see y'all at the Improv."
I love it. So you mentioned that they're a club that has looked out for you and taken care of you. As a comedian, in a life that's very lone wolf, you're just kind of on your own doing your own thing. It has to feel good to have those clubs out there that are willing to support you and to have you, right? It has to be good in so many different ways, I would certainly imagine.
Well, I mean, I started out on BET's Comic View. I'm the only person to go from Comic View to Saturday Night Live, and then that's just such a weird jump. But I already knew that I wanted to do stand up comedy for the rest of my life. I already knew I wanted to be Red Fox or John Witherspoon or you know just super gray and crusty beard, but a nice suit. I already knew I wanted to do that for the next like 30 years. So I'm very fortunate to have a stand-up um, career that's expanded over 27 years now. I've been in the game for a long time, and I'm still going strong. I'm still stupid funny. I'm in my own top five, you know, and then it's just the instant reaction, Brett, that I see and it's infectious when you see that you're actually changing people's mood for the better. I just left Seattle, Washington, and just like I feel good about what I did in Seattle, Washington. You know what I mean? So now I'm excited about coming to Denver, and stand up is just one of those things that it's addictive, and you think about it when you're not on stage, and when you're on, as soon as you're off stage, you think about stuff you should have said or could have said or would have said better. But yeah, man, I'm hooked. So.
Yeah, that's a long time to do anything, especially in stand-up, 27 years,
Yeah.
to have longevity. So outside of like the obvious things that you mentioned, what do you think Finesse has really, I mean, outside of being funny, obviously, and having the public exposure, but outside of that, that has lent to your longevity as a stand-up? Like, is it, are there things that you can point to that go, man, this has really helped me continue to be successful and to work for 27 years continually and successfully?
Not getting booed. That
Yeah.
helps.
There is that. Yes.
Is not getting booed and always being invited back, no matter where you just left. They're like, hey, we gotta get another date on the book. You can make a great living doing stand up comedy once it's working, and then when you realize that you can support your family and you're doing something that you love, I often equate it to like people who are hairdressers or barbers. They want to cut hair for the rest of their life. I mean, they don't like standing up, but cutting hair is like an art. doing somebody's hair is like an art. Even doing nails, like the instant gratification that you get from people who look at the before and now the after, they're like,
Mm.
oh man. And I kind of feel like that way with stand up. Um, I think teaching school or teaching kids or teaching anything to people is that way if you don't get burned out. A lot of people don't make a gazillion dollars teaching, but they're passionate about being a teacher. And when your students go on and do great things, you say, I had a hand in that. And somebody had a hand in shaping and molding you. So I kind of, attribute it to that. And like I said, it's show business. There's the other side of it with the parties and there's that. Uh, Perfect example. I open up my mail today and I see a big envelope from Lauren Michaels about SNL's 50th reunion coming up, and you better be there. So it's like, babe, I need another plane ticket. Got to go to New York. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to go do that and go hang out with Keenan and everybody who I was on the cast with. Jason Sudeikis and Andy Samberg and Maya Rudolph and Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. Like all my group of people are going to be there. So it's been a blessed ride, bro. That's all I can say, Greg.
Yeah, that's cool that I mean, as you would get a letter from Lauren Michaels saying, "Hey, please be here for this." That's crazy. Like, we
Really
just
would like for you to save the date for this. We
save the
want
date.
to make sure
Um, and I was talking to Brooks Wheelan a few weeks ago, and we were talking about his time on SNL. And even though he was only on for a certain amount of time, he attributes a lot of his success and in his relationships with John Oliver or maybe Seth Meyers that have being kind to people and just being funny all the time. Do you ever remember a time bombing at all? As if it's probably been far in your purview. Maybe when you first started, or maybe some people don't ever experience that completely in their stand-up career.
I got booed this morning. I made breakfast. I made breakfast, and my kids looked at me and said, "Boo, boo, where's mommy?" Um, on stage, it's been a minute. I can't even really remember, but it's been a minute. I don't think I. Well, actually, the only time I've actually gotten booed. I mean, there's been silence before, but the time that I've gotten booed was Showtime at the Apollo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, a lot of people kind of get booed. But yeah, that was a boot. That was a like, go kill yourself, get off stage, find something else to do with your life. Boo. So, and that's been a minute, man. That was probably even before Comic View. So who knows? That was, mid, late 90s. So I don't
That's
know.
funny. So how do you handle the silence when you are telling jokes and they don't necessarily land the way that you expect, or do you experience that at all at this point? Because I would assume
At
it.
this point, no. The only time I want it to be silent is if I made it silent on purpose.
Gotcha.
Um, I was watching I was scrolling YouTube and it came across this Patrice O'Neill feed, who was one of my favorite comedians. But talking to Patrice O'Neill in the green room or off stage or whatever, nothing really happened on that stage he didn't want to happen. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of where you get in stand up comedy because you can go up there and hit a triple if you want to. Some comedians, Brett, really go up there sometimes and say, I want to do a bunch of singles, see what happens. Because you grow from that and you learn from that. And I know comedians who want to do their best and try to hit a home run every time they hit the stage. And sometimes when you're doing something for so long, that's not always the motivation. Because
Hmm.
they will stay stuck doing the same material over and over and over because you know it works. And that's no fun. Not for me, you know. And I think the greats, the Bill Burrs and the Chappelles and the Chris Rocks and you know countless many more. They're great because their work ethic won't allow them not to get on stage for less than 3 weeks. Like you can't go even at that level, and you're sitting at home chilling with your family and millions. Eventually, you say, I gotta find a stage. And then you go down to a local club and just do a pop in, and everybody loses their shit because they're like, "Holy shit, Chappelle is here!" Because you just don't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, do you pop in a lot at the Laugh Factory? I would imagine that you do.
When I'm
Um,
in LA, I live outside of LA, probably like 30 minutes, probably like 45 minutes from the Laugh Factory, the Improv, and the Comedy Store. When I am home, I am probably on stage 3 times a week. That does not count me leaving and being on stage that weekend in another city.
got it.
But in LA, all of the vets from Whitney Cummings, Nikki Glazier, Bobby Lee. I can go on and on and on. Everybody. We're here. A lot of us are here. So we are on stage Monday to Thursday usually. And if you have an out of town gig on the weekend, then you fly out of town. But the hottest nights out here in LA are during the week. And then the touristy nights are during the weekend. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 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 for sure. When people are coming in for vacation and they're like, oh, we
Yeah.
want to go see a show at the Comedy Store, and there's a line wrapped around the building, and
But see, on a Tuesday night, there's another line wrapped around the building, but it's all locals. It's all LA people,
yeah.
Hollywood, Compton, the Valley. People just know where to get great stand up on what night for certain hosts and for certain comics.
Yeah, that's very cool. Well, people are excited for you to be here in Colorado. That's like just in a couple days. So, very cool stuff. What else do you have going on? You've got Christmas, obviously. You have your tree in the background there. You're ready. All the shopping's done. You're just kind of holding state until you hit the road again. It seems
Right.
like.
I'll be in Denver performing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But until then, I'll be performing all around the house this week, making sure that all my girls, I'm a girl dad, making sure that everybody has a great Christmas and that I'm present. You know what I mean? Not giving presents, but mentally and physically present to enjoy my family and my little time off this week. And yeah, man, that's the other side of the coin where you're like, you're not on stage, you got to take out your trash, you got to fold clothes, and you got to
All the things that the
yeah.
glamour of being you,
All right,
making breakfast,
and getting
and all
booed.
getting booed by your children because mom is not there to make it the way that she makes it. Very cool stuff. Well, Finesse, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. Everybody, where can people buy tickets for your show?
You can go to FINESSEMitchell.com. I'll be at the Denver Improv. You can go to the DenverImprov.com. This is my week, people. Right after Christmas, get your family out to the club and let's get these laughs. And if you need any more information, go to my Instagram, Finesse Mitchell. Go to my TikTok, Finesse Mitchell Zero, because I got locked out of Finesse Mitchell.
I remember you saying that the
Finesse
last
Mitchell
time.
Zero.
That's so funny.
I'm still locked out, but now Finesse Mitchell Zero is all built up. And just go to my Facebook, all Finesse Mitchell. Anything. FinesseMitchell.com is for everything, but social media handles is just Finesse Mitchell.
There you have it, folks. Finesse, thank you so much. Merry Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you very soon. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks for the invite, bro.
Absolutely.